Welcome to For Formula One's Sake, the podcast F1 deserves. I'm Ollie P, and this is the FF1S preview. We'll be bringing you everything you need to know about the forthcoming Miami Grand Prix, but first we're going to quiz ourselves into a frenzy thanks to the questions from you, our very good-looking and highly skilled listeners. If you'd like to ask us anything about the latest F1 goings-on, or whatever ails you, then head over to our socials and send us your cues to A. That's all to come. Here comes Listener's Corner, and it's on fire. But don't you worry your pretty little head about it. Right, who wants to go first? Terry.
Hi, I'd like to go with Ben Scott Green's question, which is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how great is it that Russell, brackets, with the personality of damp cardboard, close brackets, has been largely a non-entity this season, and especially this race? Don't think I heard his name mentioned once. It'll be so good to see his little bland face next season when whoever comes in for Hamilton spanks him in the races. Not really a question, was it? It was a statement.
I mean, how great is it? That's on a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh, that'd be 10. I can't stand the bastard.
He has been a little bit anonymous, hasn't he? He's just been kind of like, he's there. Mean, he's not doing terribly.
If I was
he's not doing brilliantly.
If I was if I was a nicer person.
That's a big if.
Big if.
If's doing some heavy lifting.
Like, there's a lot of weight on his shoulders because, you know, he was signed up to the Mercedes Young Driver scheme, whatever, when Mercedes were in their dominant form. And then when Rosberg quit, wasn't there even a little bit of like, oh, he's a bit like this Antonelli guy now. There's like, oh, George Russell's a bit too young to jump in to replace Rosberg, so we get Bottas in for a bit. And then he finally gets his chance, and he does that. Do you remember he did that when
one-off race in Bahrain?
Hamilton had COVID, and they were in that the short Bahrain circuit, and he was going to win, but they screwed up, and
and Jack Aitken messed everything up, didn't he?
Yeah,
he ironically had his seat at Williams.
Yeah, and it was just like, so he should have won his debut for Mercedes, but it all fucked up. But it was like, don't worry, you're going to drive for them next year, and what are the chances that we're going to go into a years long decline? And then now he's racing for Mercedes when they're frankly quite shit, and he's feeling good that he's beaten Hamilton, but Hamilton's not really trying. And now there's all this there's talk of fucking Verstappen going there. There was talk of Alonso going. They've got this new Wunderkind coming along, and he's just become like the kind of forgotten about. I mean, I almost feel sorry for him.
No, I can't. That's not true. You don't. But I mean, even in the last episode, when we were talking about Mercedes, we basically didn't talk about George Russell, and he beat Hamilton, so we just talked about Hamilton.
He's like the Sauber of drivers at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I hate him with a passion. But
do you still hate him now, or do you just like not think about him anymore?
Oh, I hate him.
Okay, he still consumes your every waking moment.
Yeah, first thing I think of in the morning, George Russell.
I think we should lock you in a room with him for a few hours.
I send him a few texts.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you see that news story about there's a woman done for stalking Harry Styles who sent him 8,000 cards in the post?
That would cost a fortune with the cost of post
these
days.
That's what I thought.
It's like £2 to send a card these days.
Also, that is impressive, though, isn't it? I mean,
the logistics alone.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, people say it's impressive, but compared to the stuff I send George Russell, it's just nothing, really.
You've got your own little box at Deutsche Post.
Phil.
I am going to pick an interesting one from Instagram. Ben Morehouse88 says, what job would you most want to do in a pit stop?
Oh, good question.
Oh, God, no, nothing.
Oh, no, don't look. I'd be the gun guy.
No.
The gun guy?
Yeah, the gun, the bolt gun thing, whatever you call it.
Bolt gun? I think we found out
what. Bolt cutter.
The bolt gun like they used to kill cattle.
No, the bolt gun. I don't know what it's called. I'm not a fucking...
Oh, imagine...
The wheel gun.
The wheel nut gun,
right.
What did I call it?
You called it a bolt gun, which is what they used to kill cows.
Yeah.
Ollie's just there with his hanging over the helmet going, why is he not going?
Have you been working for Sauber, Ollie? Maybe that's what they've been doing. Fucking wheels fell off. What's happened?
I'll be the wheel gun guy. That just looks like fun.
They are hard. I've had a go with one of those things, not on a wheel, but like I got to literally just hold it in my hand and go. The amount of torque on those things is nuts. You must have 4 arms of steel to do those.
Look, I like that. Nuts.
Four arms?
Well, you might as well have 4 arms. They're hardcore.
Look,
What
honestly,
would you do, Terry? What would you
I
do?
was watching one of the 2-second pit stops this week, and they did like a slow motion replay, and I was actually thinking about this as it happens this week. Or no, it was last week when the race was on, not this week. And
because we're recording this live.
I realised that I would be so terrified of every single one of those jobs. Like the pressure. Like we don't talk enough about the pressure they're under. Like, because when a pit stop goes wrong, and they're always like, "Oh no, we failed as a team," etc. But if you're the guy who's fucked up, and your driver's about to go for a win that he never gets, and it's never on the stat book that, oh, Jean Alesi didn't win that race or whatever, that would absolutely fuck you up. And I would be thinking of that every time a car came in, and I would just freeze, and I would bottle it, and I would be terrible. But having said that, for a laugh, I'd like to be the guy that says when they can leave again to cause maximum carnage.
Well, actually, someone got hit in the Chinese Grand Prix, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's painful.
Yeah.
It's the worst place to be hit.
Got run over.
Did it?
He was all right, I think. Yeah, it was. Was it Gasly's? That we were talking in the last episode about. We couldn't remember anything about Gasly. That's what I remembered. He ran over his.
Oh yeah,
because they didn't put his wheel on properly, and he basically blipped the throttle, and the wheel started enough to throw the wheel off and take out the guy in front of it.
That was it. Yeah.
And luckily, he didn't go any more than about 2 miles an hour. But the force that he put through the pedal was enough to knock him over. But I think he was all right.
What would you do, Phil?
I think I'd like to be the guy that just leans over and just holds the car. He stands in the middle on the left. It comes in. He leans over. He just holds it. Then he lets go, and that's it. That's all he has to do. Because, like you say, the pressure of doing anything else would be insane. And there was a show on Sky a few weeks back where Rob Beckett and Ramesh Ranganathan went to the Monaco Grand Prix, and they had to do like a mock pit stop. And Rob Beckett just completely lost it. He fell into that thing that you were talking about, Terry. Like, he couldn't do it. He couldn't deal with it. He couldn't get his head around it, and he just went to absolute pieces. So,
well, I reckon I'd be fucking brilliant with the bolt gun.
Do you know what? I changed up my job. I'd like my job to be holding back Christian Horner from fucking the car. Just like, no, mate. No.
Ollie, pick one.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pick one at random. Jeff Brown. When Max on the podium said he could do anything with his car, what were your first thoughts?
World peace.
Christian Horner's protege.
World peace. And if you're not doing that, you're a dick.
He wants to do world peace with his car.
If he can do anything with his car, then he can do world peace. And if he's not doing world peace, then he's a
But with his car?
Well, it's what he said. He said he could do anything with his car. So I'm saying if you can do anything with that car, I want you to do world peace.
Right.
How would that work? Like,
I don't care. Would this He's the one bragging about he can do anything with his car. I'm not the fucking... I'm the ideas man.
Yeah. I mean, if he did drive it into conflict zones, it would stop the fighting. Because people would just stop.
What, anything. Ukraine and Russia just go, what is this, Max Verstappen? What are you doing here?
Let's have a look at
Red Bull's latest demonstration drive down the Gaza Strip. Yeah.
Just go and have a look. And then everyone would stop fighting.
You're making it sound like this is basically what Honda tried to do with their Earth Dreams car, isn't it?
Oh, God. I really hope that next year we see, or 2020, whatever it is, whenever the Honda come back in, I really hope we see Earth car era Honda and not Red Bull Honda era Honda.
It was a little bit like Michael Jackson saving the world. What was that era? Late 90s, was it? Where he was like, oh, he was pretending to save the world and saving all the people. Yes. What Honda needs is a Jarvis Cocker team to come out and flash their bum at him. That's a very parochial old reference for the new listeners.
Love it.
Watch the Brits from about 1997.
That was brilliant.
I went to see Pulp about a week after that happened.
No, I like Pulp.
At the Birmingham NEC.
Well, as opposed to the other NEC.
Do you see what the Birmingham NEC? See, I can do a Birmingham accent.
I did.
Birmingham. I can do Birmingham accent. Do you want to choose a question, please, Charlie?
I'm gonna read this question in a Brummy accent.
Do it.
Wish to be like.
Okay.
Good Brendan White says, "What do you think of Rosberg's?"
Eddie Irvine's back.
Wait, no. I'm not laughing. Do it again.
What do you think of Rosberg's commentary? And what do you think of the beef between him and Crofty? They don't seem to be able to agree on anything, including the weather.
In fairness, that was the closest to Nigel Mansell I think you've ever been.
That was good.
No, the closest to Nigel Mansell I've ever been was when I pissed at the next cubicle.
Oh, that's right.
Anyway,
while he was having a shite. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole Rosberg. Yeah, so for those who weren't watching on Sky, Nico Rosberg was the co-commentator this week. I think it was presumably the world feed as well.
It was, yes.
There was a little. I mean, it was generally good-natured, but there was a little bit of.
He just kept
very
disagreeing
confident.
with him, didn't he?
He's very confident in his own opinions, Rosberg, isn't he? Sometimes even to the point where all available evidence points otherwise. He'll just be like, no, this is what I think.
I don't think it was a beef. I think it was just utter disdain from David Croft because
David Croft or towards David Croft.
No, from David Croft because I mean David Croft, he hasn't got he's got some fans and some people don't like him, but he's a decent enough commentator. He's been doing it for a long time, and Rosberg is an ex-Formula One driver who lucks into a championship, and. I wrote a tweet about it from our account on the Friday, saying there's a difference between commentating and just saying what you see. And what Rosberg keeps doing was just he thinks commentating is just like going, oh, there's a car going around a track, and it's like there's no insight. Every now and again, he accidentally gives some insight, and you go, oh god, it'd be really interesting if you do some more fucking insight. When he does give insight,
it was good, yeah.
Like when he talks about, and it's only when he talks about some really technical stuff, you're like, oh, that's actually something I hadn't thought of. And there was quite a few moments like that. But most of the time, he was just fucking.
And look, Russell's going around turn 17.
Yeah, it was just like that, and it was just awful. And then so I think it was a beef. I just think Croft was getting really, really pissed off with him. And then when I saw the jacket he was wearing when he was doing the podium interview at the end, I'm like, God, fucking hell, all that money, and he's wearing that.
I didn't see it. What was it?
It was like a leather patchwork
he is German, though.
Is he? He's not, though, is he?
Yeah, well, he's German of Finnish origin,
isn't he?
He's
one of those. He's as German as I am.
One of those? Wow, okay. I see.
He kept interrupting, didn't he? And
I hate that.
And yeah, sorry. But he did. He kept doing that, and that's it. That's a sign that something's not quite right. I got the sense that they were. Having a bit
he strikes me as somebody who's always just been supremely confident in his opinion because he comes from money.
Well, he did say something. I can't remember exactly what he says, but what he said. But it was about Hamilton, and Hamilton was sort of. It might have been in the sprint race, actually. Was he commentating on that? I can't even remember.
Yeah, it was that weekend, I think.
Yeah, and he was just like, "Oh, I don't think Hamilton's going to be able to hold on or keep it in that position. The car's just not good enough." And then he obviously did. And then afterwards, he was like, "Oh, I was wrong," but he was so confident in what he was saying.
Yeah,
it was like, oh, okay.
I mean, I don't hate him because, as you say, when he nails something, it's actually quite insightful. But there is a lot of waffle around it. But maybe he'll get better. Don't know. We didn't used to like Jolyon Palmer, and look at us now.
I don't like him. I'm indifferent. Phil.
It's me, I think, isn't it? P. Morby says Max didn't get fastest lap. Is his career over?
He probably really cares about that, doesn't he?
I don't know.
I think he does.
I think he does.
I can never quite figure him out whether he gives a shit about... Yeah, because Alonso strapped on the new tyres and he just went batshit for 5 laps. I can never quite figure out, Max, whether he cares about the records or if all he cares about is just winning everything all the time. And the actual records is not what bothers him.
No, but I feel there's a bit like Hamilton used to say that, didn't you? I know, I don't pay attention. Oh, is it 50 pole positions? Have I just overtaken Senna? I had no idea. Oh my God.
I think Hamilton definitely worries about that. But I do wonder if Verstappen is like, it's not about the fact that he didn't get fastest lap. It's about the fact that it was something that he didn't get. It's not the fact that he'll be down in the record books as not getting it. It's just something that he was going for at the time that he didn't get. I think now that it's over, he probably doesn't care.
I don't think.
I just think whatever he's doing, he has to win. Yeah, but he doesn't really care about the legacy of it all.
Yeah, I think he's a clean sheet guy.
Well, in that case, he can give back the first championship that he didn't get then, can't he? He doesn't give a shit about it.
Because in his
I don't think he really cares about the championships after he's gone.
I
think the challenge for him is getting them.
You're buying into the hype. I think you're buying into the kind of, oh, he's so cool, blah, blah, blah.
No, it's not cool.
Bullshit. No, bullshit.
I'm not endorsing it.
He cares. He loves it.
He does care, because all he does when he's not racing is races. He does sim racing when he's not racing. That's literally all he does. So he just likes winning stuff.
I tell you who does care. Jos Verstappen.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think he doesn't like the winning stuff because he wants to have this great record of having won stuff. It's in the moment he wants to win it. I think once it's over, he probably doesn't care.
Like a dog.
Isn't that the equivalent of being like, you don't have to be mad to work here, but it helps?
Very similar.
Right, I'll pick one. Phil Pip Matthews. A few years ago in the state of F1, Terry pitched the idea of a danger car, the opposite of a safety car, to be sent out to cause random hazards to spice up the races.
It's a good idea.
I remember this. Do we now have that in the form of Lance Stroll?
I mean, it is good to have one driver who's a bit of a liability. I mean, for all we moan about him, like we loved a bit of Pastor Maldonado and like other drivers and over the years.
We've got Logan Sargent, but he's always at the back, so everybody misses
the
him.
crashes don't really matter, is it?
Yeah.
So it is good to have someone who can really reliably fuck up. Because the problem with Formula 1 now is it's so reliable, it's all data driven, you know who's going to win the race.
Most of the drivers are all right.
Yeah, this is the problem. Now
they've made absolute no-hopers aren't there anymore.
Yeah, so, although Lance Stroll's obviously got some skills, like we talked about in the last episode, at the same time, he will often make a spectacular fuck-up, and I am here for that.
Maybe we need to keep him.
I love him. I would never, ever say anything against him.
Okay.
Ollie, do you want to pick one more?
Is it me? No, I just picked the last one. Terry.
Mike Oxlong says, should we consider starting random fires at every event? Maybe we could have trackside flamethrowers that just shoot at random cars and then Bernie sprinklers to put out the fire afterwards. I see no downside to this. Do you know what? I've always thought, because at some of the kind of Middle East races, when the race is over, they have the fireworks going on the track. I often think, point the fireworks towards the track and set them off 5 laps before the end.
Or toast, so they go off literally behind the car that's won, so that anybody, even if he's just like a tenth of a second behind him, toasted.
Brilliant.
Perfect.
That'd make him try a bit harder, wouldn't it?
Yeah. You shoot stuff at him. Thanks for your questions. Coming up after the ad break, it's Phill Troman's Grand Prix preview. Remember, you can listen ad-free at the Whinging Moustache, our new subscription. Just sign up through Apple Podcasts, head to our page, and you'll see a link to join. Or you can just say thanks for all the content by donating a one-off pint or 3 to us at ff1s.com/pint.
Pint.
And now, get ready to party in the city where the heat is on. A man who regularly spends all night on the beach until the break of dawn. Yes, it's time for the FF1S Grand Prix preview with Phill Troman.
Hello! Oh, that's a bad start, isn't it? Got the first word wrong.
Hello!
Hello!
Hello! Fuck me. I'm so tired.
Hello!
Right.
Hello!
Let's try that again, shall we? Seemed like a good idea starting every episode with foreign languages, wasn't it? Fucking 11 o'clock at night. Don't make me corpse or I'll never get through it. Oh, God. Right.
So tired.
Here we go. Hola a todos y bienvenidos de nuevo al Gran Premio de Miami, which is the first of 12 American races in 2024, and the first Spanish-speaking race too. Miami has the honour of being one of the oldest current American races, having been first held all the way back in 2022.
Right.
It takes place on the Miami International Autodrome, which is a very highfalutin way of saying car park. The car park track is 5.412 kilometres long and has 19 corners, winding its way around the Hard Rock Stadium, home to the Miami Dolphins hand-egg team and 65,000 seats, none of which overlook the track. Since the Miami Grand Prix was founded, it's brought us some classic F1 moments, such as the fake marina, vacant celebrities, very little overtaking, and LL Cool J for some reason. Phill fact, the Hard Rock Stadium is actually made of concrete, which isn't technically a hard rock. It's a blend of aggregate, sand and gravel or crushed rock that are closely bound together to create a man-made engineering material. Bands that have played at the Hard Rock Stadium include Kendrick Lamar, Beyoncé, Erykah Badu and Lady Gaga, none of whom could be classified as hard rock. Luckily, Motley Crue, Def Leppard and Poison played there in 2022, lending the branding some much-needed credibility, but really the stadium owners really need to think about how much they market the venue to a general audience. The race lap record was set last year by Max Verstappen at 1 minute 29.708 seconds. Verstappen also won the race, although pole position was taken by Sergio Perez. Imagine that.
Can't.
Previously, the race was won by Max Verstappen, and this year's race will also be won by Max Verstappen. This year will be a sprint race at the Miami Grand Prix, which will be won by Max Verstappen and resented by everyone. With 4 North American races this year and F1 making a big deal about its efforts to become more sustainable, the race after Miami will be in Italy. Ay caramba.
Bravo.
That was very good. I liked the fact.
I've been to Miami, and what I remember was lots of posters of Logan Sargent.
Really?
Really. Actually, like...
Missing?
No, it was just...
Have you seen this man?
Because it was like a big Williams car on a poster and a face, and I was like, I don't know who that is, because I don't know what Logan Sargent looks like.
He looks like an American.
I'm going to look him up now.
He looks like freedom.
You have reminded me of the fake marina. Are we going to get that back again? That's so
I can't remember if it was
weird,
there last
isn't
year
it?
or not. Was it there last year?
I think it might have been.
I feel like it's the only thing that they know the race for now.
It's so
does
weird,
look very
isn't it?
American, doesn't he?
I don't remember. I've watched 2 races. We've done 2 shows about Miami. I don't remember anything about any of the races there.
I know. I'm not looking forward to this one.
No.
Other than all the bullshit around it. I just remember lots of celebrities who don't know anything about F1 are only there because it's a thing.
I do remember
Largely
just how the track
bullying
looks.
Martin Brundle.
Like it's a car park. It's a car park.
And I also do recall that when I was in Miami with my partner...
Oh, you hadn't mentioned
family,
that you'd been to Miami.
So I've been to Miami, Phil. I don't like to talk about my travelling and my charity work. But the family was... Some of them had tried to go to the Miami Grand Prix, and they were shocked at how much it cost. Like,
it's pricey.
Because it's not just price. It's not just Formula One pricey. It's
American
pricey for Formula One pricey, and it was just they were like, well, they said you can go to a NASCAR race for like a quarter or a nickel or something. The Formula One race is like $1 million, and it was like, and I was really weird to be like, yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, it's the same in Vegas. I think Austin's relatively reasonable, but it's not as glam. I think Austin will always be the American race of our hearts.
It's been around for ages, isn't it, Austin?
Well, like 5 years or something, yeah.
No, it's more than that.
No, isn't there? What's the one that's been around for a very, very long time in the States?
Monza. Oh.
That none of them now. Like, the oldest one is Circuit of the Americas, and that's only probably 10 years or so.
Oh, right.
I think
there have been races for donkey's ears, but they're not at any of the circuits they're at now.
There's
like Watkins Glen and Indianapolis and a car park in Vegas.
Watkins Glen, that's what I'm thinking
Phoenix.
of. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but they'll never go back there now because they're not safe enough, which is a shame because they're great tracks.
The first Austin Grand Prix was 2012, so we're 12 years in.
There you go.
Near enough. That's it from us. We'll be back next week when we'll be looking back at the Miami Grand Prix with depressingly little enthusiasm. In the meantime...
I loved it.
In the meantime, check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/for F1's sake, and follow us on Twitter @for F1's sake. Oh, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel to see what you've just heard in full HD. If you're already watching, then hi.
Hello.
Say hi, Terry.
Hi, Terry.
Oh, he is in HD. Like and subscribe, please. Thank you. Type in "for F1's sake" to all the usual platforms and see what comes up. Terry, where can people buy merch?
Formula1sake.com.
No, I don't think we have that URL.
No.
ffwon.co.uk/shop.
Thanks for listening. I've been Ollie Peart. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.